Colleen.
You know what Fantasy Gifts has?
What?
Brand new dildos.
Really? Okay, so did something change with a design or what?
Well, one of the great joys of, basically bankrolling the Great Northern, Sexcast is that I get to talk about all the new fun stuff at Fantasy Gifts. And one of them is from Blush Industries. We got a whole new line of dildos.
Okay.
And there's going to be, they even sent like testers. So Tara was making the little displays for them today. And it's this neat sort of two-part product. They're silicone. They're only around in the 40s, right? $40. But it's like if you like run them under hot water, or even I think they even said microwave, you can like sort of change it so it gets a little softer on the outside, but it's
really
still stiff on the inside. Some of them are vibrating. It looks like they've got suction cover bases. So there's a whole bunch of different ways you can use it, and it felt good. It wasn't too heavy. It wasn't too light. They're getting them all. They came in this week. They're getting them all ready. They're going out. So by the time this is on the air, they should be out of the stores. I'm blanking on the name, but the company is Blush. And I'm just like, they're like, here, hold this. And I'm like, this is great. And it was really great because I've had hand surgery. I was actually...
you're not wearing your brace.
I was actually grabbing the dildo and it didn't hurt. I was squeezing.
That's great. Mm-hmm. Is your recovery going pretty well?
Yeah. The other day I did a little extra cleaning in the office here, and it was a little throbby at the end. But for the most, it's been 10 weeks now since the surgery.
Okay.
And it's healing really well.
So I've never had a chance to ask anybody this. So you had, it was carpal tunnel, right? Yeah. Surgery? Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you get a full recovery from that? Like, are you going to end up better than you were?
Yeah, it should be, because what it was, the inflammation was messing with the nerves. Okay. And that was making my hand numb and making it weak. And if you don't take care of it, you can do permanent damage.
Okay.
But because I had my gallbladder out earlier this year, I figured, okay, let's do all the things. The way
because you probably had your deductible.
Let's do all the things. But now I realized, because I actually ended up with more pain after the surgery I was recovering, when you get rid of numbness, then you find out how much pain the nerve was actually dealing with. So now I'm getting through the burning, getting through this. I've done physical therapy. I can do some things. I'm opening jars. I was hosing down the tent tops from stuff that we did. I mean, just all the things that you do, pumping gas with the hand, and I'm not feeling it. I still have to, I still have like a little silicone pad, and I wear a biking glove if I'm doing too much typing or using the mouse, because that's because the incision's right on the pad of my hand, right?
Yep.
Right where you lean when you're doing stuff like that. But it's spectacular, and I'm really, rad, because honestly, it hurt to grab a dick.
Well,
it was carpal tunnel. It's interfering with my sex life.
Well,
it should not be.
Damn, I'm glad you took care of that.
But I went in there and I realized that I'm squeezing all these penises and my hand doesn't hurt.
Perfect.
All the new different, the dildos we got, and that was spectacular. It was really nice. So I really like the Blush company. Ducky Doolittle, who we've talked to, works for them, and so she's. She does cute little videos on some of her stuff. You can find her on Instagram and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, she's awesome. Nice lady.
And, but I was just fascinated, because I haven't really been able. I was staying out of the warehouse a little bit because wanting to like do stuff that I couldn't do because my right hand drives me insane. You've known me for quite a few years now.
Oh, yeah.
Me doing nothing is not a thing.
It's not a good thing. So
I have to like put on the blinders and not pay attention to the fact that there were like 3 pallets of dildos in my warehouse.
And you couldn't go play with them?
I couldn't go play with them. I couldn't open it. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I couldn't. It's just, but today they're like, "Here, check this out." And I'm like, squish, squish, squish. And I'm like, this is awesome.
Well, I mean, is that kind of
really good? Is it? Because sometimes, and also it didn't. Then there was also like we're going to be doing Crypticon, and so they actually had like a dildo, and it had like a handle that looked like a sword. It was hilarious.
Oh my god!
They want to know why we didn't have these last year when we had the castle set up. This year they're doing some sort of spider setup or something. I'm not sure. But Crypticon, it's in September this year. They're setting up. We're going to be back. It's going to be fun. But so. They're like, oh, we'll make a little sword fight. I'm like, no. I mean, Instagram got rid of WeVibe. They're dropping everything. I'm not putting a dildo. I mean, I have to be very careful what I put on social media. Uh-huh. But there's a whole bunch of the sword dildos are going out to Crypticon and then out to the stores. Just a few stores. The new dildos are going to all the stores from Blush. It's really fun. There's a whole bunch of different colors, and they're all silicone, and they're all right around somewhere in the $40 range, which is spectacular for a good silicone ton.
Wow. Well, very cool.
I'm very excited. I got to play with the dildos today. Woo!
Well, that's would rank as a high good day for most people, Colleen. Yeah. So if you got to play with dildos, absolutely. Speaking of playing, I think you've mentioned you're not a big emoji person.
No. Occasionally one makes sense here and there. But for the most part, I don't.
Yeah. I like that rather than typing out LMFAO or all the little abbreviations. Yeah, so I use a fair number.
I use it to probably just to make sure that the sarcasm comes through. That's probably how That's, but now that my brain's thinking, that's probably how I mostly use it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Apple and Google are introducing dozens and dozens of new emojis. So there will be a lot of animals, but they're getting a lot more diversity in there. They're going to be doing, different skin tones on the holding hands emoji, and then also 75, possible different combinations with all of that kind of stuff. They're doing different abled stuff, so wheelchairs, prosthetic arms and legs.
Oh, cool!
A new guide dog, an ear with a hearing aid. That some of the animals include.
So how much? I mean, okay, this is really cool, but how much space does it take up on your phone? Do you ever? I realize. I mean, you can't really buy like the lowest phone anymore because once all the extra crap is on it, you can't. It holds like one picture.
Yeah.
And I was going through there, so I mean, this is awesome, but you should be. I mean, not that I want to go through and edit out thousands of emojis, but I mean, there's some stuff that's just on the base stuff. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I don't understand it. I do wish there was a way to make some shit go away. Well, I love it that it's available.
Yeah.
But for the 99% of it that I will never use, I should be able to make that go away. And then other people can make the 99% of the shit they will never use go away.
Yeah. Yeah. I just am amazed, though, sometimes when I'm looking for something that seems pretty bizarre, that when I'm able to find it, it makes me really happy. I mean, it's a thing. It's like a big Easter egg hunt thing.
And then the fact people have like their own emoji app. I
have an avatar.
Yeah, I don't even know how that works. I don't.
I'll show you mine.
Too much work.
Mine. You take a picture of yourself.
Okay.
And then the one that I have is hilarious.
Oh,
and my sister thought mine were so funny that I went over and she made me set her up and her husband.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
See that I have to admit, there's a part of me that sometimes is not like go down that because I don't know where that rabbit hole ends.
Oh, it does. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's just honestly, I have
Game of Thrones. I mean, I've got there's. I mean, it's just
that's probably why they have sword dildos now. Is probably Game of Thrones.
I mean, like one of mine. It's my avatar sitting there and it says bend the knee. I mean, it's like it's pretty good shit. And you know what? I've used it. I mean, there came So there's going to be a whole bunch of these, and they're going to be compatible with Apple stuff as well as Droid.
Cool.
So I'm excited. All right, people. Diaper surveillance is the headline here. This is a real thing, you guys. Pampers is coming out with a diaper called Lumi, and it's got a sensor patch, and basically it connects to an app that can be, to your phone, your watch, or whatever. That says, hey, your baby went pee or poop. What do you think?
Sir. Okay, I've been a parent.
Yeah?
I have used diapers.
Yep.
I have done the hold your kid up, butts up to your face and smell. I have done the pull the diaper back and look in. And for the most part, even, 18 years ago when I was using diapers were actually pretty good. And it was, they would absorb, but now they're even better. From what I understand, they are really, really, really good.
Yeah.
I still don't understand how someone would be away from a child long enough that they would have to have an app on their phone. That's mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe at daycare, if you don't think there's a good daycare, you would know or something, and it would check, it would go, and you could hey, the kid hasn't been changed in a while. What about like Alzheimer patients or something?
Yeah.
Or folks that are, I think this makes a lot more sense for elder care than it does for babies or folks that are maybe don't speak well or other incapacitated multiple sclerosis because you can't feel sometimes what's going on.
Yep.
Okay, to me that makes a lot more sense than
for babies.
Than for babies.
Yeah.
That would be pretty awesome.
Unless you're trying to keep tabs on a nanny or a daycare, like you said.
Yeah, or, maybe training. Maybe there's something you can catch it really fast when you're helping with potty training. I don't know. I'm just going through because, like I said, from what I understand, diapers are just so damned absorbent that kids can wear them longer. They're more comfortable in them.
Yep.
It's going through there.
For sure. Well, there's no price on them yet, but the sensors are going to have to be changed every 13 weeks, and they're going to have to use only.
So it's like a separate sensor that goes in the diaper.
It plugs into the diaper somehow.
So it's not it's not like they're throwing away electronics and crap.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that was. But I
was going to say, oh my God, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can see that. I'm actually quite surprised that it's not honestly marketed more towards other issues versus babies. Other
I think that's a genius idea. So there's been yet another book written by a historian that has revealed Victorian penis punishment devices. So penis torture chambers have been revealed. And this guy, Dr. John Wolfe, is a Victorian specialist, and he wrote all about how it became so mainstream back then to believe that masturbation or the solitary vice could lead to mental and physical disorders. So they put, you've seen pictures of these things. It's amazing.
I don't have many of them in the stores. We do get asked for them every now and then. There's a local bondage store that might have a few more, but most folks want more specialized stuff. And there are spiked cock rings, and there are cock cages, and there's all that. There's a bunch of stuff that folks use when you have dominant and submissive and stuff like that. And but that's for consenting adults. This was stuff that was used as just a matter of fact. Although honestly, the fact that it was used against men, and generally most things that are anti-sexual are used against women. So that's a little fascinating, part of the stuff there. But yeah, I see some of the stuff and how it was used and the non-consent thing, and it's just, and the hundreds of years of masturbation being bad and the emotional damage it did to folks. And it's just so annoying.
Yeah. And the same author, Dr. Wolfe, said, I've come across Victorian porn that has made me blush. And he said, I came along in the generation who reached sexual maturity alongside the internet. So, at the same time, you had this huge, opposite thing happening here. So weird.
There's always the two far sides of something.
Yeah. Okay. So I love art. In fact, I've gone to the Uptown Art Fair, and it's one of my favorite events. And I'm going probably to make another haul as well. I love that thing. Do you ever go?
I haven't been in years because, I did the Renaissance Festival for 20 years. So I was around a lot of beautiful art. And then I don't live that far away from where they have the Edina Art Fair.
Okay.
So I tend to hit that. So I haven't been to the Uptown one in a long, long time.
Yeah.
That and the fact, I'm done. My house.
Oh, you don't have any room?
There is. Honestly. There are almost no open walls or flat space in my home.
Okay.
So generally, I don't go searching for art. If I go on a trip somewhere, I'm friends or whatever, we'll poke around an antique store. We'll be here. It's like, I just bought a little, when I was on this road trip, I bought this artist. It was an art gallery somewhere in Santa Fe, because Santa Fe is all art galleries, right?
Yeah.
It's about the size of my fist. It's a little clay chicken wearing Chucks. It's a little tennis shoes. It's just the most.
Oh, Chuck Taylors.
Chuck Taylors.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So it's a chicken wearing Chucks, which made me giggle.
Oh, yeah.
It was about $70.
I don't know. I would pay $70 for that.
And it sits on my mantle, and it makes me giggle. And and I look at it and I think about the whole trip.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Honestly, 95% of the things in my home are like that.
Okay.
Because I can't say today I'm going to go get a painting.
That's not how it happens.
No, it doesn't work that way for a lamp or a rug or whatever the hell is you want for your house. You have to be someplace. I mean, sometimes you have to go searching for a sofa.
Yeah.
And I've actually noticed that with some of the customers at Fantasy Gifts too, is that they'll just, they'll come in looking for something, and they're not sure what they want. But then they're driving by and they got like a couple of hours to kill, so they decide to wander in, and then they find like the perfect thing. But
that's great.
Yeah, or they'll go online, find something, but then we can find a similar item, because we obviously have more online than we have in the stores, just like anyone nowadays. But it is sort of fun to like not know that that's the exact thing that you needed, and I don't care what you're shopping for.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? It's much more fun.
No, it is.
So,
and I'm all about collecting things that are attached to a memory, or they mean something to you or whatever. So I wonder who would buy this, speaking of furniture.
So, what do we got?
This reminds me of the whole art thing. This is a British art student named Layla Laurel. She's 23 years old, and she was given an assignment, but so often they have a social theme. And so what she did is a manspreading chair. And she said, to keep guys' legs together. So the guys were but she did a pair, actually. So there's a male and a female. So the man chair was meant to keep their legs together, and the women's one to make you spread eagle. Yeah. Yep. And she said, this is partially addressing the frustrations of women pertaining to men infringing on your space. So it's cheeky and it's cool and it's on display, and of course she's getting the love and the hate.
Of course the hate. Well, have you heard about, speaking of chickens earlier, have you heard of patriarchy chicken?
No.
Okay. When you're going down a sidewalk, try this. The next time you're going down a sidewalk, generally in the United States, you're going down a sidewalk, most people walk to the right. Okay?
Oh, okay.
But a lot of times a group of men will take up the entire sidewalk and just keep going and assume that everyone's going to get out of their way.
Oh my gosh.
Generally big white males. They just go, they're just in a group and they don't get out of the way. Now, I have friends that, I've seen a couple different things, talk about playing patriarchal chicken. They stay in their lane. They do not get out of the way. Ooh. And some of my friends are like 6 foot or more tall, and they're women, and they are not tiny. Okay? So they will just bash into people, because these are the folks, they're walking on the wrong side of the sidewalk. They're so used to folks getting out of their way. And now my friends don't. They don't get out of the way.
So what do the guys do?
They're like shocked. They don't know what's happening. They just going through there and they're around. They don't even have from what I understand, their brain doesn't even know how to comprehend what just happened, because they're just so used to to being able to take all the space.
Yeah.
Now I may weigh a bit, but I'm little. So sometimes the folks are big. So I have found what I do is, instead of moving farther over to the right or stepping off the path, I just stop.
That's smart.
Okay. I just stop, and then they're confused too. And then they have to they're like almost on top of me before they realize I'm not going to move out of the way. But it's not like I went over to the left side of the path. I'm on the right side of wherever you are, the sidewalk, the aisle in the grocery store, the mall. You know what I'm saying? I don't move. I stop.
No, I'm gonna have to try it. But when you said patriarchy chicken, I was like, oh, what figurine is that? Because you just told me the other
chicken
story.
And Chucks, which made me the chicken and Chucks plus this made me think of patriarchy.
And I was still on figurines.
Yeah. Okay. It made me think of patriarchy chicken.
Perfect. I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it and see what happens. I've done
hallways at businesses and stuff like that. Look at it. People should move to the right. But you notice that groups of men will just stay in the whole thing.
Yeah.
But used to be in a lot of space.
I have to say that the grocery store is a little bit more of a gray area, because there's shit on either side that you may need.
Yeah.
So if you're...
I still tend to stay to the right and then wait and then go over to the left to get something and come back to the right. But I do not leave your cart in the middle of the fucking aisle.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. The only thing is that sometimes I notice, and I don't, if I go shopping at a high time, I don't care where I am. Target or the mall or anything. If I go anywhere like on a weekend or when I know it's going to be busy, I just get zen and I deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
But I generally tend to go at off hours. And if you hit Target at 9:00 on a Sunday and some idiot's in the middle of the fucking aisle with their cart looking at something, there is no one. Get the fuck out of my way.
Oh, I know.
I
Well,
don't I mean, and most of the aisles, especially at Target now, they've just done a massive remodel. There's plenty of room. There is so much room in this fucking Target, and you can just. There is no reason to be in the middle of the goddamn aisle. Sorry, I'm having a little moment.
No, I need to tack on with my own little rant. Costco, I love Costco, and they. Actually, their employees like them too.
Yep.
They have a very,
I've
very
never
high,
heard anything bad about them.
Very high satisfaction rate of people that work there, and I love their employees too. They're always. I've had great experiences. What I cannot stand are other Costco shoppers. Something happens when they pull in to that parking lot. Their brains evaporate, and it's game fucking on. Okay, so let me just take one. I mean, I could do this for the next hour and a half, but I won't. But I will tell you the one thing that never ceases to absolutely stun me. When the sample people are out, okay, you have people that will run you over, ram your cart, whatever, to get a piece of sausage or a
little
pizza
pretzel,
sample, okay?
Size of your what? Size of your thumbnail?
Right,
yeah.
Right. And that's fine. 9 times out of 10, I will avoid the sample thing. But there was one day when I really did want something to see what it was, and I ended up buying it anyway. But I went up and I got it. But then all these people came in and converged behind me, and I couldn't get out. And I finally turned around and I said, "Don't you think you could get in here quicker if you let me out?" And they were just like looking at me as if I was speaking Greek. I don't understand. What happens?
Yeah, I mean, do they need to have like those... what's the word I want? The strap, the poles and the strings.
Oh, the lines, the lanes. Yeah.
I almost need a lane on that shit.
I know.
Maybe they should have like a separate area where it all is, and you just go down one way, and I don't know.
And I want somebody with a cattle prod, though.
I just recently re-upped my membership, and I haven't been there. Well, they were doing a lot of, the one that's closest to me is in St. Louis Park, Minnesota.
Okay.
And they were doing a crap ton of road construction. I said, I will go back when they're done with that.
Yes.
It's going through.
God, it was horrible.
Yeah. So because I wanted to compare things like paper towel prices and a few things. So I got through a lot of it. And but like I said, and then there was stuff I wanted to buy for graduation parties, the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I went in there at an off time once, and I did. I actually walked through without a cart.
God.
Because I was curious. I didn't know where stuff was. I needed to get the lay of the land.
Yep.
It was it wasn't that busy. And then I walked around, and I have to admit, I got about halfway through, and then I went back and got a cart. And I was incapable of not purchasing. It was just, you go in.
You can't.
It was, I really thought I was going to get out of there.
You're hilarious.
Yeah. And I got
that's
halfway
really
through.
cute.
But I saw things like, I did see some stuff for the stores, and that made sense. And so I picked up a few so I could compare. But God, it was funny. But I know what you meant. I'm like, nobody can maneuver those things. It was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
The carts and those down. Oh.
Just really need to get a grip. So that was our weekly rant.
Okay,
this is our weekly PSA.
Okay, good.
We know we talk about, marijuana is making news, a lot. Does it have everything to do with sex? No, but, it's kind of topical. Here's something, we're all animal lovers around here. And there's a Colorado veterinarian saying that there has been a very, very large spike of dogs in the Aspen area being brought in with marijuana toxicity after getting high from eating human poop at trails and campgrounds.
Are you fucking seriously?
Yeah. So
okay, so we got a couple things going on here if we unpack this. One,
right, let's do it.
That there were just a whole bunch of people shitting in the outdoors in public spaces and not cleaning up after themselves. Yes. So that's just sort of a little bizarre.
Right.
And then that there is that much THC left in the feces, which I didn't believe, that... I suppose if you can do drug tests for them, I don't be in the crap too. Okay, sorry, just...
But no, I didn't know either.
And, but the poor pupsters, although honestly, a lot of people like dogs more than they like humans. So maybe once this information gets out, they will clean up after themselves. They won't clean up after so the human doesn't step in their shit. But maybe they'll clean up so the dog doesn't eat it.
Yeah, the Pet Poison Helpline said they've seen a 448% increase in these cases in the past 6 years.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds big, but if there was like 5 cases and now there's 20 cases, whatever the math. I suck at math, so don't send me a text saying your math is wrong because I don't know what the hell it is.
Good disclaimer.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Good disclaimer.
Yep.
So this is so funny. A baby girl was born in St. Louis on 7-Eleven Day. 7-Eleven p.m., weighing 7 pounds and 11 ounces. So she's been referred to as the 7-Eleven baby, but actually her name is Jamie Brown.
Aww.
And the chain gave her...
So 7-Eleven still exists because they used to be in Minnesota.
Yeah. They totally do.
They do.
Oh, yeah.
They're just not here anymore. Yeah.
I guess, yeah. I mean, because I'm from California.
Because I remember that, when I was younger, but I don't think they're here anymore. They all turned into SAs, which are now Speedways, which make no sense. They will always be SA to me because I'm old.
Okay, yeah, I know that was a weird change.
Mm-hmm.
They put $7,111 into her college fund.
Oh,
which will have it.
Yeah, that's going to be lovely in 18 years. Let me tell you,
it's going to be nice for her. Also, she's getting diapers, 7-Eleven onesies, and a bunch of other goodies, including but not limited to things with their parents. I'm sure they're giving them munchies and 5-Hour Energy and everything else, so that they can take care of her.
Jump all over something as adorable as that.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing something really constructive for that kid's future.
Yeah.
I think that's really, really cool. So, I like horses. Do you like horses?
I don't hate horses, but they're sort of big creatures, and I was never one of those little girls who went, horsies, 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 yay!
Mm-hmm.
No.
You weren't like that?
No.
Okay.
Well, because, they're really big, and there's a lot of poop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they do. That's definitely for sure. Here's the deal. Basically, there's this place in Maryland where it's an island called Assateague Island, and there's a bunch of wild horses, and they're believed to have gotten there from a shipwreck hundreds of years ago. So, okay. And it's posted everywhere. Don't approach, do not pester, do not get involved with the wild horses. And a tourist went up trying to get a picture, trying to pet him, and the horse turned around and kicked him in the balls.
Oh, good. No, I'm hoping that's Darwinian. Hopefully those balls don't work anymore and that person does not procreate. Because all the time, there's, was it a month ago? Some bison knocked a kid.
There's been two.
Two now?
Yeah, there was a little girl. Did you see that one? She's the one that went flying.
Yeah. What's really going to be fascinating is I saw it several weeks ago, and then it made the rounds again. So stuff like that.
There's another one. There's another one with a bison that was that just charged a young man, and that one's freaking. And those things are huge.
Yeah, I have been. By the way, lots of bison when I was driving out west once. Theodore Roosevelt Park in National Park in North Dakota is stunning. Not
is it
very
really
well
great?
known. It was one of the first national parks. It's stunning. There's a beautiful drive things, wild horses, bison, deer. Gorgeous. We saw a little baby bison pooping.
Aww.
Prairie dogs.
Oh, those are
prairie
fun.
dogs have plague. Don't touch the prairie dogs.
No, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, don't touch the outdoor things. But I would see people get up high, and I'm like, honestly, when I saw the stupid, we had to leave. There was beautiful scenery, but I can't be there when someone gets hurt. No, it's just I'm like, no, they're everybody else can, the people they're with, they're also stupid, can deal with the fact that one of their person's getting trampled. But I watched it, and then what was it, a couple years ago? Somebody put a bison in their car.
Yes,
and I think they couldn't find where it went, and I'm not sure the little baby bison made it. I think
I think they got that one, Colleen. I do, because I remember.
You went someplace?
I think they got it. They got it, and the people got in trouble. Yeah, no.
Oh, good.
Yeah, do not mess with the wild animals. Okay. You also probably do not want to mess with Valkyrie. But Valkyrie is a new character in Marvel. It's going to be the first openly LGBTQ superhero, played by Tessa Thompson, who is herself bisexual.
So, yeah, I had a friend. Valkyries to me are just amazingly tough North mythological figures. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you don't want to mess with them. I'm not really, I have seen none of the Marvel films, and not my genre.
Yeah.
But I have, once again, just like everyone, I have friends that are just really into that stuff. And it's I know that folks that are different, when they see themselves in print, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
It does. I think it's awesome. It's a very important thing.
They've
is it going to make me go see this film? No, because I don't care about comic books.
No, me neither.
But it is nice to have, but for the folks that it means something to, that's going to be spectacular.
No, I think it's really cool. And, for a while I was getting so tired of it's like, how many Superman movies do we need? How many Batmans and how many, whatever. But Marvel they have so many characters, so they can just keep doing all these stories, which makes more sense. It's still, like you, it's not really my thing, but I know a lot of people love it. So yay, Marvel. I think that's pretty cool.
Did you see, I don't know, are you a Kevin Smith fan? He's the one, did Clerks and all that. And all that stuff. Well, in one of the last Marvel movies, there was a little thing that referred to him, and he loves Marvel, and he loves Stan Lee, and Stan Lee passed away, and Stan Lee was in one of his movies years ago.
Oh, okay.
And so I follow him. I enjoy just, and it was just funny seeing a grown man completely blubber because he was referenced in one of the Marvel movies, and he just lost it because he referenced stuff like that to be in there. And it was just a really sweet thing because I can see how much stuff like that means to folks, even other performers.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
I think that Marvel does that really well, much more so than DC and some of the other companies, is to sort of really think about the fans and who they are.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. So are you, have you heard of the spell coconut craze?
No. Please share.
Okay, yeah. So this started out in a Facebook group for, of all things, Kenyan women called Kilimani Mums. And they were talking about, because I guess the woman being on top is not as common over there as it is. So they're like, well, how do you, get pleasure that way? And somebody said you spell coconut with your, body when you're on top.
Well, what's the Kenyan word for coconut?
I do not know.
Okay.
But see, when you think about, if you sit here in your seat and go C-O-C-O, right?
Okay,
N,
so that...
U.
Oh, yeah, if you're moving around, you could spell lots of things.
T, yeah.
But one of these days, I'll have to look up coconut. I don't feel like dicking around on my phone right now. But think about it. You could spell, coconut in English. You could spell coconut in a whole bunch of... I think I'd find a Romance language and see if it made it better.
Oh, for sure.
Because,
Well, what cracks me up is it's blowing up all over Twitter, and one tweeter said, I didn't make it to the T. As a matter of fact, the whole net part got skipped because I got flipped over. It was great. So,
just
spell
think
coconut.
About it. Yeah, you could spell coconut, or come up with whatever words that work for you. Really, the R&D on this, the research on the appropriate letter, because you're like, okay, how should I move? Coming up with a word is spectacular. You don't
Well, it gives you something to focus on because I don't know. Yeah, you can get nervous.
You can get nervous and stuff like that. And if you're focusing on that, maybe you'll have less thigh cramps. Because depending on what you're doing, it can be awkward.
Well, yeah. And if you've got a direction in life,
you're kind of
the
two of us are
we're sitting here.
I think we're...
Too bad we're not on video right now. It's be funny. So, we talk a lot about consent here on the Great Northern Sexcast. And there is a story out of Europe that really boggles my brain.
Okay. Which is hard because after 4 years, we got a lot of stories.
We have a lot of stories, and I still, So this woman, a 37-year-old woman, was on about a 1.5 hour train ride from Paris to another location, and this guy kept masturbating in front of her, and he kept making eye contact. When she would move, he'd follow, and he kept doing it. So she finally started videoing it with her phone because she was sick of it. She was hoping to deter him, and she put it out on social media. And
see, there's the problem. She should have just given. Okay. Now I'm like, I don't like the guy, but I don't mind that she filmed it. Okay. Sorry,
she could be facing a $50,000 that's American dollars fine for invading his privacy. So he runs around, and she did.
He's a complete ass for doing this, and I would have filmed it, but I would have given it to the cops. You know what I mean? Yeah.
She didn't, and the rail authorities did tell her to do so, and maybe she did that too, but she also put it out on social media. He is probably only eligible to get 1 year in jail and a fine of $16,000.
But
she could get fined $50. I don't know.
I don't think there's particularly the same parity here, because this person is committing a crime in public.
Yep.
So I don't know how much reasonable expectation of privacy that he has. So that's a little weird there, but that's not this country.
That's a really good point. Yep.
And, and this probably is getting caught under like some revenge porn laws that they may or may not have, which are good for, for those reasons and stuff like that. But so you can't really have like a one size fits all, because this is a person that was committing a crime, but because it's like a penis, that makes it. I mean, if he was like robbing a store and smashed a window and she put it on things, I don't know how that works.
Right.
But it's going through there. It does seem like this is more of an unintended consequences issue of probably a law that was meant for very good reasons.
And I just hope that a judge is able to bear it through it and what have you. Mm-hmm. In other perplexing news, Berkeley has now made manholes a non-usable term. They're going to be utility. Is it utility? Yes.
Utility, yeah.
Yes,
well,
utility.
Honestly, that's what it is. Because, when I was a kid, I'm like...
Maintenance holes.
Maintenance holes. When I was a kid, I'm like, man, what is there people down there? When I was little, I remember thinking this.
Yeah.
And it is maintenance and stuff like that, or they could just call them break your car's suspension holes.
Yeah.
Because the way that they are uneven in the Twin Cities area, and there's a few
bad
on roads, you hit them and you're like, is my car still in one piece? And the thing is, they've rearranged lanes over the years. And so instead of the damn, especially on Xerxes, instead of the damn maintenance holes being like in the middle so that you drive your wheels over either side of them, bam, bam, bam. Oh, my freaking God. Sorry.
No, Xerxes, I've been there.
Xerxes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So... in addition to manholes going away and becoming maintenance holes, nothing will be man-made. It will be human-made. Mm-hmm. Collegiate Greek system residences versus fraternities and sororities. And Berkeley city leaders will redo city code with gender-neutral terms. So there will be no more she, he, her, he, him. It will be they and them.
That works for me because, honestly... in the majority, and especially in Romance languages and some in English, stuff like, even though we don't have the issues that people have that had the gendered language as much as as let's say Spanish or other ones do, if you immediately revert to a masculine word for something, then you picture a guy. Now, why could a woman be the person that's going down to fix the infrastructure under the street? Mm-hmm. So if you can visualize somebody else doing it, if your brain isn't immediately triggered into thinking this is a job for a guy, mm-hmm. it does make it. I think it's a step towards making getting even pay equality. And stuff. Language is important. People sometimes say, words will never hurt. Honestly, they can cause a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Is going through there. And you're not going to change everyone's mind. There are people that are just going to be all grumpy and bitchy about it. But it does matter what something is called. And personally, honestly, I'm really annoyed by some of the bathroom shit. It's a toilet. Put them in individual stalls and have the bathrooms. No one's going to be doing anything. You know what I mean? Because everyone's going to be going in and out.
Usually, I'm in a pretty big hurry when I'm heading that way.
Yeah. They're used to go to the bathroom.
Right.
And whether someone's going to be an idiot, it's not going to make any difference whether or not everyone's using the same damn bathroom. The person's still going to be a moron.
Yeah.
So that's all, it's red herring stuff crap like that when people start complaining.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, we'll conclude this week's show with a very sweet story of human kindness. Let's do that. Mm-hmm. Remember last year's wildfires were terrible, particularly the one in California called the Camp Fire?
Yes.
A couple, Mark and Mary Taylor, they lost absolutely everything. And they were originally married in August 14th of 1999. And they knew that they lost their wedding album, and they somehow found the photographers. And they said, can you please see if you can find the negatives? And they said, they were a little bit faded, but they were intact. So they made them a whole brand new wedding album to replace it. And I think that is such a kind, cool thing because,
things weren't as, digital. I mean, it's going through their, so many people lost so many things.
Yeah.
And it's been, we haven't heard a lot about as many fires this year. I haven't seen that.
It's a wetter spring.
Yeah, a lot more. So that was handy, but who knows with the mudslides and stuff. But to find that the photographer was still available, still in business, I mean, that's a tough business.
Oh, it's terrible and hard.
Yeah.
But the fact that they went to, some pretty good lengths to help these people out and do something nice. Yay. So we'll leave you on that warm, fuzzy note and talk soon.
Talk soon.